So right now, you should know Babylon's purpose is to frustrate you. If they can frustrate you, then you may act frustrated. And they seek to destroy you. And that doesn't mean they're going to cause you physical death, because then it would be obvious. If the Babylon murdered every person that came against them to defend themselves, then their game would be up, because people would see what it is they do. And I believe the spirit rules, that people's conscience would eventually take hold, and all those little devices would be put to the side. But right now, what Babylon's game is to inflict violence indirectly, kind of soft attack. And this video is one example. I've had lots of little troubles as I made this video. And I hope that they know that I take good care when I make these videos, that it's not done in a lackluster, haphazardly manner. This is, something I take seriously, and I listen, and I adjust the volume, and I put the right music on, and I put the videos on according. And what happens is the video will function normally in the software program. However, once it is saved, there will be errors, sometimes in picture, sometimes in sound. And these errors, although they're not big, they're not very obvious, they're enough to make your production a failure. If you're watching a movie, let's say it's Born the Fourth, Born Again Generations, and Jason Bourne is saving humanity with his microchips. And if, like, all of a sudden Bourne is getting ready to make a move on somebody, and the picture freezes up and the sound carries on, and you hear him fighting this guy, but the picture's frozen, and then it cuts on to the next scene. Well, what do you think people are gonna suppose? They're gonna think this is probably not a very good video, and they might even think about the error throughout the rest of the movie, effectively making the movie a failure. If a book is written, it could be an excellent book, but if there's typos throughout it, most likely people are going to judge the author, even though the author might have not made the mistake. It's the publisher. However, the author will be judged. So when people watch these videos, if there's mistakes in them, if they're not just right, the person who makes it, Levi, is going to be judged. And so the latest episode was with the sound. The sound appears to have been copied in only certain parts. Let me give you an example. So here's the beginning. I turned the volume all the way down, because what I'm doing now is I'm adding the sound from other saved videos. When you do these videos, you have to save them multiple times, because what happens is they'll do this. See, I can hear it just by the cars driving that the sound's off. So, it's what appears is that this sound piece was copied, inserted down into one of these bars here, and it was basically just overlapped just enough to give that echo. So one more thing to take notice. Notice how it stalls. You see how the picture stalls up? Even if I'm moving. Normally, and if this software works normally, every time I move this mouse, the picture should move. But if I move it quickly, the picture doesn't follow. It takes a few seconds. That's that lapse that makes it basically impossible, extremely time consuming to make the very good videos. They could be done. I would estimate these videos are taking 3 to 4 times longer than they normally would because of this lapse.
Babylonian system, but I have no fear for Jah. Rastafari is always here. See?
81, 93.
I think you're fine.
This is 2 days after this file was saved. And it's the last file that was saved of this video. Go into share. You see some other videos that I made. But this was the last one that was saved. And I kept the fixed files. These files. So, now, most of them should all have volume because, as I stated, I've had many difficulties with this computer software program, specifically external manipulation. It's been done with the picture and it's been done with the sound. So this is an example. Now listen to the same section. It has an echo, as you can hear. So, as a precaution, I saved a sound file. So, what I'll do is I'll put that in. And we'll do the same test. So that actually came out acceptable. This is a continuation of the documentation of external manipulation. As documented, this was the last video that was saved for this particular protest. 26, 3:50 p.m. This was the sound file. Made just before this one. Here's the sound.
Jesus told you! Why would you?
And here's this file.
against the Gentiles of your body.
Not bear the sword in vain.